Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here for the second day of the 6th Annual SNF International Conference on Philanthropy. Yesterday, we heard many interesting things, and I'm certain that today's session is going to be even more engaging and compelling. Today's session is focused on polarization in the 21st century, and it has been co-organized by the Tällberg Foundation. Our MC for the day is going to be Mrs. Gloria Gilbert Stoga, who is the president and founder of Puppies Behind Bars. Mrs. Stoga, please come on stage.
Good morning. Wow, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, talk about uplifting and regenerative. I'm backstage crying, so thank you for starting our day this way. I want to thank the Stavros Niarchos Foundation and the Tällberg Foundation for convening these sessions this day on polarization, which is such an important issue. As someone who has worked in prisons in the United States for 20 years, I see polarization on a regular basis, them versus us, and I think unfortunately that polarization is filtering through our societies. There's been a couple of changes to today's program. We've decided to give you guys 2 breaks. After the performance of Antigone, we will have a 30-minute break outside where you can discuss what you've seen and heard and meet fellow conference goers. And then later on in the morning, we will have a 15-minute break. I'm going to ask everyone to please turn off your cell phones for the hour-long performance of Antigone so that we can just sit here together and enjoy and appreciate what it is that we are about to see and hear. I'd now like to introduce Brian Dories, who is the Executive Director of Theater of War. Brian?
Kalimera, good morning. My name is Brian Dories. I'm the Artistic Director of Theater of War Productions, and I'm just so proud to be here this morning with our cast and our crew from Antigone and Ferguson. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we start about the project and who you're seeing on stage, because it's important context. So on August 9th, 2014, as I'm sure many of you know, Michael Brown, a young unarmed African-American youth, was killed by a police officer, Darren Wilson, in Ferguson, Missouri, and his body was left on the ground in Ferguson in the hot August heat for more than 4 hours. And out of those 2 events, real civil unrest exploded forth onto the streets of Ferguson. Protesters came from other parts of the country, and then pretty soon in the United States, the word Ferguson, and now globally, came to connote or represent a kind of an injustice, a tension between the police and communities, systems of oppression, racism, and we were invited by the people of Ferguson to come and devise a project with them, with the folks from St. Louis, that would hopefully help reframe dialogue and offer a way of coming together as communities to face some of the most challenging and most intractable aspects of the polarized societies in which we now live. And in collaboration with Phil Woodmore, the composer and conductor today, and his multiple choirs, including the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Choir, Mr. Woodmore wrote some really beautiful music, which you'll hear in a second. And then his community, his choir, breathed life into Antigone, new life into this ancient play, through a living spiritual tradition, and also through a real connection to the material. There's no one on this stage who doesn't have skin in the game, and typically we perform for audiences where there are very diverse members and communities present who all have very high stakes relationships to the issues that we're presenting. We premiered this project in Michael Brown's High School in Ferguson, Missouri last September. And we'll talk about this after the performance, but I just wanted to make sure you understood as an audience that the people you're looking at this group of people, this chorus, so to speak, is composed of police officers, their spouses, activists, members of the faith community, 2 of Michael Brown's teachers from Ferguson, that they have come together to present this amazing collaboration, this expression of hope, to you today. I'm really looking forward to hearing your remarks as they reverberate throughout the day through your conference. Thank you so much to the Stavros Niarchos Foundation for inviting us. It's been an incredible journey. We've learned a lot already, and we can't wait to learn from you, our audience. Thank you so much. And without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to our performers and our little over an hour performance of Antigone in Ferguson.